A lot more than, dancing and winning those competitions. He's helped elevate the tone of our practices.
You ever see a guy so short he could hide behind a basketball? That's Yuki Kawamura, standing at just 5'8". But here's the crazy part. He's making NBA giants look like they're playing in slow motion. Imagine this. Yuki's out there zipping between defenders like he's got rocket boots on.
Team at 5'8", but Japanese guard Yuki Kawamura got the biggest cheers from the crowd as he whipped out the gritty with Ja Morant to beat out the other rookies in the annual dance comp.
He's throwing no-look passes that'll make your head spin and draining threes like it's nothing. It's like watching a real-life anime character on the court. Picture this. You're Yuki Kawamura, stepping onto an NBA court for the first time.
He's a joy to be around. He's a character. He's full of energy. He's got, bubbling personality. I'm glad he was able to showcase that, center court in front of the fans.
Everyone around you is a giant. We're talking guys who could use your head as an armrest without even stretching. That's Yuki's reality every single game. At just 5'8", Yuki's staring up at a league where the average player is 6'6". It's like he walked into a forest of redwoods, only these trees can dunk on you. How does someone that short even get noticed by NBA scouts? It's not like they're out there looking for the next Muggsy Bogues. But Yuki's story isn't your typical NBA journey. This guy came straight out of Japan, and let me tell you, he was turning heads left and right. In Japan, Yuki was putting up numbers that made people stop and stare. We're talking 20 points and 8 assists per game in the Olympics. That's not just good, that's holy cow. Who is this guy? Kind of good. You know what's even crazier? He was doing this against guys way taller than him, including some NBA players. Imagine being in a pickup game where everyone else is from the NBA and you're just there holding your own. That was Yuki's life in Japan. His performance was so insane, it caught the eye of NBA teams looking for something different. They weren't just looking for another tall guy to clog up the paint. They wanted someone who could change the game, someone who could make magic happen on the court. And Yuki, he fit the bill perfectly. Now Yuki's in the NBA preseason, and you won't believe what's happening. This guy isn't just surviving out there, he's thriving. He's zipping around the court like he's got cheat codes, making passes that'll make your jaw drop. It's like watching a magician work, only instead of pulling rabbits out of hats, he's pulling winds out of thin air. But here's the thing. Yuki's journey is just getting started. He's shown he can hang with the big boys in preseason. But the real test is coming. Can he keep this up when the games really count? Can he prove that height really doesn't matter in the NBA? That's what we're all dying to see. One thing's for sure, Yuki Kawamura is changing the game. He's showing that it's not about how tall you are, it's about how big you play. And right now, Yuki's playing bigger than anyone else on the court. The NBA better watch out because this 5'8" dynamo is coming for them, and he's not backing down from anyone. All right, Yuki's playing big. But here's the million-dollar question. How's he doing it? It's not like he grew a foot overnight. There's got to be something else going on here. Let's break down Yuki's game and see what's really making the difference. Trust me, it's not what you're expecting. You've seen Yuki on the court, but have you really watched him? This guy's not just surviving in the NBA. He's straight up thriving. But how? He's not dunking over people or swatting shots into the stands. Nah, Yuki's got a whole different kind of magic going on. Let's break it down and see what makes Yuki so special. First up, his passing. Man, Yuki's not just good. He's making passes that'll make your head spin. We're talking no-look dimes that leave defenders scratching their heads and teammates with wide-open looks. It's like he's got eyes in the back of his head or something. Picture this. Yuki's driving to the hoop, and you think he's gonna try to score over some 7-footer. Nope. Without even glancing, he whips the ball behind his back to a teammate cutting to the basket. Boom. Easy 2 points. That's the kind of stuff Yuki's pulling off night after night. But it's not just about the flashy stuff. Yuki's got speed that makes it look like he's got rocket boots on. 1 second he's at the top of the key, the next he's zipping past defenders like they're standing still. It's like trying to catch a hummingbird out there. And don't even get me started on his ball handling. Yuki's got the rock on a string, I swear. He's crossing guys up, going between the legs, behind the back, all at full speed. It's like watching a street ball legend, only this is happening in NBA arenas. Here's the crazy part. Yuki's turning his size into an advantage. Yeah, you heard that right. His low center of gravity means he can change direction faster than taller players. And when you combine that with his insane court vision and basketball IQ, it's a recipe for some serious on-court magic. Yuki's not just making up for his height, he's straight up weaponizing it. He's proof that in basketball, it's not about how tall you are, it's about how you use what you've got. And boy, is Yuki using every inch of his 5'8" frame to its fullest potential. But here's the thing, we've only scratched the surface of Yuki's game. Sure, his passing and speed are off the charts, but there's more to this pint-sized powerhouse than just dishing out assists. You think Yuki can't score on these giants? Think again. Let's see how this magician puts points on the board. Remember when your mom told you size doesn't matter? In basketball, that's usually a lot. But Yuki Kawamura is rewriting the rulebook. How does a guy who barely comes up to most NBA players' shoulders manage to light up the scoreboard? The answer might surprise you. Scoring in the NBA is tough enough when you're a normal-sized human. Now imagine trying to get buckets when you're looking up at everyone else on the court. That's Yuki's world. But here's the kicker. He's not just surviving out there, he's thriving. How the heck is he pulling this off? You might think Yuki's secret is some fancy footwork or a bunch of crafty moves. But nah, his real superpower is way simpler than that. It's the three-pointer, baby. Yuki's not afraid to let it fly from deep. And I mean deep. We're talking logo shots that make Steph Curry nod in approval. Check this out. In the preseason, 15 out of Yuki's 17 shots came from beyond the arc. That's not just a strategy, that's a straight-up lifestyle choice. Most guys his size would be trying to sneak into the paint for layups. Not Yuki. He's out here saying, you can't block what you can't reach. But don't go thinking Yuki's just some one-trick pony chucking up threes. Nah, this guy's got layers to his game. When defenders start pressing up on him at the three-point line, that's when Yuki gets crafty. He's got a mid-range game that'll make you dizzy. Quick pull-up jumpers, floaters over outstretched arms. Yuki's got it all in his bag. It's like watching a magician work. 1 second, Yuki's sizing up his defender at the three-point line. The next, he's blown by them and is pulling up for a smooth jumper just inside the arc. Before the defense can even react, the ball's swishing through the net. It's basketball poetry, I'm telling you. And here's the real genius of Yuki's game. It's not just about the points he's scoring. By mixing up his shot selection, he's creating space for himself and his teammates. Defenders can't sag off him because of his three-point threat, but they can't press up too close either because of his quickness. It's a lose-lose situation for anyone trying to guard him. Yuki's proving that in basketball, it's not about how tall you are. It's about how big you play. He's got the heart of a giant and the shooting touch of a sniper. It's a combination that's leaving defenders scratching their heads and fans jumping out of their seats. But here's the thing. We've seen Yuki light it up on offense. He's passing like a wizard and scoring like he's got cheat codes. But what about the other end of the court? I mean, defense is where most people think a guy Yuki's size would really struggle, right? Well, buckle up, because Yuki's about to show us how David took down Goliath on the basketball court. Imagine being 5'8" and having to guard a 7-footer. Sounds impossible, right? Well, Yuki Kawamura doesn't just survive on defense, he thrives. You're about to see how this little guy becomes a big problem for opponents on both ends of the court. Let's face it, defense is where everyone thinks Yuki would struggle the most. I mean, how can a guy who barely comes up to most NBA players' chests stop them from scoring? It's like trying to block a skyscraper with a stop sign. But here's the thing, Yuki's not playing their game. He's making them play his. Watch Yuki on defense and you'll see something wild. This guy uses his size to his advantage. His low center of gravity, that's his secret weapon. While bigger players are trying to stay balanced, Yuki's zooming around them like a pesky mosquito. He's so low to the ground, it's like he's got suction cups on his shoes. And those screens that usually take guards out of the play, Yuki flies around them like they're not even there. It's like watching a race car weave through traffic. Bigger guys aren't used to dealing with someone this quick. By the time they realize what's happening, Yuki's already disrupted their play. But here's where it gets really crazy. Yuki's hands. Man, those things are like lightning. 1 second the ball's in the opponent's hands, the next it's going the other way. Yuki's got reflexes that would make a cat jealous. He's not just playing defense, he's hunting for steals. You know what's even wilder? Yuki's actually causing turnovers. Like, a lot of them. He's not just hanging on defense, he's actively messing up the other team's offense. It's like watching a chess master at work, only the chess pieces are 7-foot-tall athletes. Yuki's proving that good defense isn't just about height, it's about smarts and effort. He's out there giving 110% on every play, diving for loose balls, getting in passing lanes. It's exhausting just watching him, but that's what it takes when you're the little guy in a big man's game. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Yuki actually make it in the NBA long-term? Sure. He's shown flashes in the preseason, but the regular season is a whole different beast. Can he keep up this level of play when the games really count? When the playoffs come around and every possession matters? That's what we're all dying to see, because if Yuki can pull this off, he's not just making it in the NBA, he's changing the game. He's showing that heart, skill, and basketball IQ can overcome any height disadvantage. And that's something that could inspire a whole new generation of players.